And I'm not going to rehash everything that went on in the games. Padres came back in game two on Wednesday and they won it 3-0. Manny got his only hit, ran into a first pitch bad splitter up in the zone and pulled it out of the ballpark for a 2-run homer. But, at the end of the day, um, Padres offense, not good against quality pitching. It's that simple. Um, and, we'll talk about Manny today. Um, you know, Manny has not been a good postseason player. We know that. And he proved it again this postseason. He was 1 for 10. He had the 2-run homer, a 100 average. He walked a couple of times. He struck out 3 times. Didn't have a good series. And then, yesterday, one of the reporters asked him to assess the season. And Manny went off on the reporter going, "Hey, we just got beat. How do you want me to assess the season?" Well, this is the leader of your ball club. And you know what? He could have handled it a lot better. He could have just said, "You know what? It's too fresh and raw. We're going to meet back at the ballpark, on Tuesday or whenever they have their closing media get together." And he could have just said, "Hey, we'll talk about it next week. My brothers are in here. We're all hurt and we got beat. And, at the end of the day, we didn't achieve our ultimate goal. We got to the playoffs, just couldn't get it done. But, he made that guy probably feel like Tom Thumb. Okay. But, Manny's career history in the postseason is really pretty bad. And there's no reason to think at 33 years of age it's going to get any better, quite frankly. I mean, he's out of the prime of his career. And, he had a good year, not a great year. He really tailed off at the end. I don't know what was going on there. But, he in 51 playoff games now, he's a 209 career hitter. And if 209 wasn't bad enough, how about a 259 on base percentage? And for all you OPS warriors out there, how about a 682 OPS? That's not very good. So, I mean, it is what it is with Manny. I mean, you go back to the 2020 postseason, he hit 154 with a 185 on base percentage. 2022, he did a really good job, had a really good series against the Dodgers. Best series he's had in his entire career. But that year, he ended up 271 with a 327 on base percentage, hit 4 homers, 7 RBIs. That's not bad. And then a year ago, he hit 179 with a 179 on base percentage, 1 homer and 2 RBIs. That's not good. Here's your number 3 guy. You got to get more out of him. I mean, he had 1 hit in the entire series. So, like I've said, I hate to sound like a broken record, but I said this on the podcast. I said this on San Diego Sports 760. I said it on KUSI. Unless Tatis and Manny hit, the Padres are not going to win. The pitching was off the chart. I don't want anybody to complain about this guy or that Suarez gave up a home run yesterday. I don't care. The pitching was out of this world. You could not ask for a better pitching performance from the Padres. But we'll get into the Yu Darvish start, which I'm still scratching my noggin on that one. But we'll get to that in a minute. But the pitching was incredible. And I don't know, Pavetta was good the other day. He pitched well enough to win most games if his team could score runs. I mean, Morejon 3 days in a row, Mason Miller, he was striking out everybody, including the peanut vendor. I mean, that guy was blowing some serious cheese up there. 103, 104 miles an hour. And even David Morgan, who got an opportunity to pitch that final inning for the Padres yesterday, here's a guy that came up from Double A. He did a hell of a job this year. Struck out 2 yesterday in his 1 inning of work. I mean, the pitching is not the problem, and it wasn't the problem the entire year. But when you score 5 runs in 3 games, you're not going to win too many games. In the game you did win, you scored 3. So, not being a math major, that means in the 2 losses, you scored a total of 2 runs. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. And Machado didn't do his job, okay? And then he gets surly with one of the members of the media, and that's your leader of the ball club. And then we can get into Fernando Tatis Jr. And I don't know what's going on with this guy. Okay, forget that he went 1 for 12. Okay, forget that he went 1 for 12. He had a couple of runs scored and a stolen base. But what's wrong with this guy? I mean, it looks like he doesn't even enjoy playing anymore unless, he makes a catch in the outfield. That kind of gets him fired up. Offensively, he is pathetic at the plate. He hit 268 this year. Great. There are a lot of guys in Major League Baseball that hit 268. He hit 25 homers. That's great. He's not the same player, folks. And I've been saying for years, he's my favorite Padre player to watch because he's exciting. He's not exciting anymore. What is going on with him? Does he want to be in San Diego? Is he bored by playing the right field? I don't know. But I can tell you this. If I was the owner of the Padres, okay, I would get my president of baseball operations and I would have a talk with him. And then I would bring Fernando in. This is what I would do if I was running the ball club. Because you got this guy under a long-term contract. He's supposed to be one of the faces of your franchise. And right now, I don't know if he even wants to be here. He's sure not playing and acting like he wants to be here. Am I missing something here? And I'd like to hear from you fans on this. To me, it looks like he has no fire whatsoever. I mean, the first pitch yesterday that he swung at was a give a crap swing. First pitch of an important ball game, an elimination game. And he looks like he's totally out of it. But I would get together, John Seidler and AJ Preller, they need to get together and talk about Fernando. Then I think they need to bring Fernando in. And they need to sit him down and say, hey, look, what's going on with you? Is everything okay? Or, you got any personal issues that we need to be aware of? Because I'll tell you what, this guy is not the same guy. And I know people say, well, the PEDs, maybe that played a part in it. I don't know. I just know he's not the same player that hit 42 home runs and played with fire a couple of years ago. He had injuries. He's had a lot of injuries. Maybe that's played into it. I don't know. But you got this guy until what, 2034? You got to find out what he's all about, because I'll tell you what, he didn't look good. He didn't look good for the last 4.5 months of the season. He had a good April, pretty good May, and then he really dropped off. I mean, there was one point in time the first 6-7 weeks we're going, oh man, this guy could be the National League most valuable player. He made the All-Star team, and I really kind of questioned that, to be honest with you. He's kind of living off the past a little bit. Still plays good defense, don't get me wrong, but offensively, he is nowhere near the threat. But it's not even that. It's his body language. It looks like he is not interested. He looks totally lost out there at times. I have no idea what his game plan is at the plate. And it just looks like he's in his own little world. And if I'm the ownership and I've got an investment in this guy until 2034, I need to know what's going on. Now, a lot of people last night, this is why we're not going to make any hard, fast decisions today. We're going to sit on it over the weekend. Monday, I'm going to go through a bunch of the different guys' contract status. I'm not going to get into that today, but I will tell you about Fernando. Fernando, last night, everybody wanted to trade Fernando and Machado, and I got news for you. You're not going to be able to trade Machado. Nobody's going to take that contract. He's under contract until 2033. Okay, he's going to, here before too long, start making $35 million a year. Okay, you're stuck with that contract. I'm sorry, but you're stuck with that contract. Fernando's contract, you could probably still move. And that's something that they need to find out. Does he not want to be here? Does he want to go somewhere he can play shortstop again? And if that's the case, now again, he's got a no trade until after the 2028 season. And then after that, it's a limited trade. And then towards the end, he can pretty much go to all comers. But I got to find out if this guy wants to be here or not. I mean, what I saw over the last few months of the season, I wasn't impressed with him at all. I mean, he got some home runs, but I mean, let's face it, and let's be honest here. Padres do not hit quality pitching. They don't. Machado struggles. Tatis struggles. They're both guys. Teams are not afraid of these guys any longer. They're not afraid of them. They go right at these guys. And I mean, the other day, luckily, Manny got that splitter that was up and in with not a whole lot of juice on it, and that ball kind of hung, and he banged it out of the ballpark. Give him credit for that. I mean, I'll never take away credit for a guy hitting a home run and hitting a mistake pitch, but that was a bad pitch. When they throw that ball in the outer third of the plate, man, he's struggling. That breaking ball eating him up. But I got to know about Tatis if he wants to be here. It's not even about his production. It's about way you're going about your business. Does he really want to be a San Diego Padre? I know he'll say all the things you want to hear, but you know what? Body language is big in baseball. Body language is big in sports, and I'm not seeing it right now, which is really disappointing.